Hi guys, my name is Dante, and welcome back to Outlandish Curiosity. Going straight back to our ending of the chapter, the evening is coming and Gilbert is visiting the statue of two lovers. And also there's a second spread where Gilbert is taking the red piece of clothing from the statue and puts it on the skull that he found before. So let's make sure this page looks really cool, especially after the previous one that we did with a beautiful view. This needs to not feel like a big drop from that. So yeah, we can see a whole lot of foliage, so let's work on those leaves. And also let's not forget about some swirly details for the foliage or whatever, for the nature. Oh, let's also add the middle between the two pages, the guide for that. There. So I'm gonna be keeping sketch on top for a little while, or occasionally, just to remember where the text will be. Some of you guys said the whole thing with swirlies, like spirals in the nature, reminds a lot of the Uzumaki manga, where there was trippy, paranormal, or whatever the hell that was, where stuff became really messed up with the spirals. Not the same thing at all. I'm not defending the original idea or anything, it's just spirals, whatever. But really, Uzumaki is a very different thing. It would be really close to Uzumaki if this would be my own story. Because that way it would be probably filled with horrors. Anyway, let's dive into the rendering. I guess this is a good time to introduce the details on the statue right away. The details of the stones in between which this piece of clothing is stuck. I didn't really specify it in a doodle because it's a doodle, but yeah, this is a perfect timing. As we did in the fur episode, it's really cool to start detailing whatever you want to detail if it's a complex surface when you define the terminator between the light and shadow. That's where you should create this moon-like craters of your details on the Terminator. It's gonna be pretty easy to detail this whole thing if we do it right. Okay, so it's going pretty cool, but I feel like this is a bit too boring. Let's add at least a couple of bigger stones into the mix, so they would have variety, so the eye would have something to catch to upon. Also, a bigger detail like this, with more accurate shading, will give a better impression of what exactly the viewer is looking at. You know, like, oh, this is the way all of these tiny stones are rendered, actually. We just can't see them very well. Doesn't mean you should totally rest your case on the rest of the stones. make them as good as possible, but don't break through the brush work. Like, don't make your brush too tiny when it makes no sense. There's always a limit to the size of the brush, the smallest size you can use. Also, how about we catch some awesome reflection on one of these strings? Looking pretty cool. Looks like a glowing highlight, but also it doesn't look digital, because I actually painted it inside of this layer without any screen or add modes. Not sure though what kind of paint could I be using in traditional to be able to just perfectly overlay one color on top of the previous ones without like water destroying whatever was underneath or something. But still, just the shape of the highlight makes it look more traditional. Alright, I'm dehydrated, so I'm gonna go grab a drink. But more or less, actually, the page is getting close to be done. We need to work on these steps over here, and some extra work on foliage would be required. And of course, Gilbert can always use a bit more detail. By the way, I'm making this part so mushy and undefined because there's text in here. So it's really gonna be covered a lot, and it's only gonna work against us if it's gonna have any decent detail in there. So in here I should tone down Gilbert a little bit. Again, we just won't see him behind text anyway. Something like that. It would make sense, right? If this one is turned more over here, this one is turned over here, and this one is over here, so they're slowly turning away. That's why the highlight is moving from here to here and going away over there. Logic. Another big pebble, cubicle over here. Alright, I'm actually gonna call this one done already. Or at least I'll ask Kevin what he thinks. And yeah, I don't even know. Let's get rid of this silhouette anyway, since it's not working out so hot in here. Like that. In the next episode, we'll move on to this one. This one will be a lot more eventful. Full height Gilbert, action, and a completely different close-up shot on the bag. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Macro shots are always interesting to render. So yeah, as usual, tell me guys what you think. Going step by step. What page was that? 4950. Oh, it did 50 pages now. That's cool. But yeah, the next spread will be the end of the chapter, and then we have the beginning of the chapter with a bunch of frogs jumping around. I'm thinking maybe we should make all the stones darker. They kind of blend into the sky, especially this part, this tip. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Let's select all of the stone and do that. Alright, a pretty good base. Now let's play with the mask a little bit, paint inside of it. Oh yeah, this will make a much better situation for the text area right here. Much better than this. Oh yeah, this was so weird. This way it feels much more correct to see something like some kind of object that is darker than the sky, contrary to this when it just blends in. What is it, glowing just like the sky? It would make sense if it would be like completely white and the sun is really bright and the sky is getting darker, but why? Why would we choose that? It should stand out from the background. Nah, let's keep it colorful. It kind of blends into the green ambience, which kind of makes sense, but there's more influence from the violet sky, so yeah, this looks way better. While we're in the mask, I would like to make some of the stones bright, so they wouldn't be just all the same. This is not some construction material, this is random stones. So it makes sense if they would be randomized a bit more, especially in color. There we go, that's much more interesting as well. Before and after. Now this is it. And I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe, tell a friend. Play with the mask. Do whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.